Great to have your company on Kalkine TV. I'm Rose Jacobs and you're watching Buzzing Trends. Today we're going to talk about the stock performance of ASX-listed oil and gas stocks. But before that, let's understand the current scenario of global oil and gas markets. Crude oil prices are in a topsy-turvy ride. Let's begin the show with the details. The world is witnessing inflation at its peak. Majorly, there are three types of inflation in the context of economics, and right now the world is experiencing a confluence of all three. The Russia-Ukraine war exploded crude oil prices recently, although crude oil prices recovered on the 19th of May. Lingering fears over tight global supplies overshadowed concerns about a worldwide economic shutdown amid equity sell-offs. Both crude oil benchmarks had tumbled nearly 2.5% on Wednesday due to the ease of future supply concerns. Recent data showed that US refiners had increased its output. Moreover, a planned easing of lockdowns in China's Shanghai helped oil prices recover the losses on Thursday. Now let's glance at last week's price movement. The benchmark West Texas Intermediate crude oil futures recorded a weekly drop of 1.23%, while Brent crude remained nearly stable. However, on Thursday, July delivery Brent crude oil futures gained 1.36%, while July delivery WTI crude oil futures were up 1.02%. While discussing the oil prices, it's important to note that one of the critical points affecting crude oil prices is its supply-side dynamics. US crude inventories dropped by 3.4 million barrels during the last week, according to the US Energy Information Administration data. This came as an effect of a ramp-up in oil output by refiners in response to stiff inventories and near-record exports that have pushed US diesel and gasoline prices to record levels. Additionally, Russia's oil production dropped by nearly 9% in the last month, below its OPEC Plus designated output quota. Few oil producers in the country have started to shut down the production in some wells as Western allies put a ban on Russian oil imports. Coming back to the Australian oil market, share prices of various ASX-listed oil and gas stocks extended their losses on Thursday and today, despite a substantial gain in crude oil prices. On that note, let's look at the performance of some major ASX-listed oil and gas shares. First up, Woodside Petroleum's share price was down 2.82% on Thursday, the 19th of May. However, the shares have gained 35.43% in the last 6 months and 31.96% in 2022 so far. The downward trend continues today in Woodside Petroleum's shares. It was down by 2.98%, trading at $29 during the afternoon session. Another major player, Beach Energy shares closed at $1.66 Australian, falling down from its 52-week high of $1.72. However, the shares have gained 34.17% in the last 6 months. The downward trend continues today in Beach Energy shares also. It was down by 2.26%, trading at $1.61 during the afternoon session. Another significant ASX-listed oil and gas player, Santos, has gained around 22.35% in the last 6 months. However, the share price dipped 0.6% on Thursday. Similar to previously discussed shares, the downward trend continues today in Santos shares. It was down by 1.58%, trading at $8.08 during the afternoon session. Apart from this, various other small cap and mid cap companies like Karoon Energy and Ampol also logged significant drops in their share price on Thursday. Karoon Energy shares are trading down today, whereas Ampol is trading up in the afternoon. The recent hike in interest rates by US Federal Reserve has attributed global sell-off and panic among investors. Global markets are going sideways currently, and how long it will continue to do so depends on government strategies to combat inflation. Investors are hoping for a speedy recovery of the market. And that's it for now. We'll be back with our Buzzing Trends show to share the latest market insights with you. But until then, of course, stay tuned with Kalkine TV for more stock, business and economy-related hot trends.